Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Flashpoint. I'm Hank Kunneman, and I'm filling in for host Gene Bailey. Actually, Pastor Gene is on a Disney resort cruise. No, not really. He wouldn't do that. Remember, if you go woke, you go broke. Actually, tonight, Gene is serving as the Master of Ceremonies for the National Association of Lawmakers that are meeting in Washington, D.C. Pastor Gene, you're missed. You obviously have big shoes here to fill. You're R6'5", but we are honored to bring Flashpoint to the Flashpoint Army. And by the way, we got a great panel with us tonight. Some friends that have stopped by. I want you to welcome Jesse Duplantis. It's always great to Jesse, thank you for being here. And of course,
well, it's an honor.
Yeah,
it's an honor and a pleasure.
It's an honor. And Lance, brilliant Lance, thank you for being here as well. And I know you're going to give us an update on a secret meeting that you had. I think that's what you said last week, and you're going to give us an update. And of course, Dutch, thank you. I asked you to get
anymore.
It's not secret anymore. Well, you're going to let us know. And listen, Lance, I got to tell you, at one point on the show, you need to say, "Well, Gene," just for those that are missing him tonight. So,
yes.
And we're excited also to have you with us, Dutch. Thank you. I asked you, Dutch, to give us 15, and you said, hey, I'll give you the whole show. So we're honored to have you here with us. But I do want to let those of you that are watching at the Flashpoint Army, listen, there are incredible ways to connect to Flashpoint. I want to make sure that you stay connected. Share this program tonight with those of you that are friends, or even those that are maybe wondering about, is there any good news? Is there any truth? Well, you can share this program, and we're going to talk about really a recap of the events that have taken place in 2023, and then don't miss the second half, because we're going to talk about 2024. You know, it's almost right on our shoulders right here, and I believe 2024 is being set up by God for something great. But I want to talk to you about Pasadena. We had a Flashpoint Live event. It was the last one of the year out in Pasadena, California. I got to tell you, those of you in California, man, it's beautiful out there. It's a gorgeous area. But I also felt something very incredible, and that was the resiliency of you that are standing in California. So if you were there, you're going to recognize this recap video. But if you weren't there, I want you to look for just a moment as we show you highlights from what took place in California, and then we're going to talk about it after this video. You will break away. You will break away from liberalism. You will break away from corruption. You will break away from that which the enemy thought that he could hold you. And there shall be a sea that shall begin to flow throughout California. And it shall be a movement of those who say, we have had enough. And the Spirit of God says, watch, they will not be able to steal, kill, or destroy, as my hand shall come anew over you. So look to the signs. I will bring you light. I will display my rainbow. And I will break the drought as I send glorious rain as a sign. It shall happen, says the Spirit of God, in this time. It was great to be out in California. As you can see, God was declaring a lot of great things. And one of the things I noticed about what God said in Pasadena, and all of you in California, or how about you that are standing in the United States of America, that there is a breaking away that is coming. And one of that is going to be a breaking away, I believe, of this liberal agenda and all the different things that the enemy is trying to bring upon our nation and really upon this culture. Lance, you mentioned on the Tuesday before today that you were in a secret meeting, and I know that's not a secret Tupperware meeting, trying to pick, stuff out for your wife for Christmas. Here we are in December. It's the last month. I think we're all ready, guys, to say bye, done, or done by. But anyway, Lance, when you hear this, what do you think? Where are we heading? Where is this heading?
Well, what I'm going to say is going to sound a little controversial, but I encourage everybody to think through what it is that you're praying for and what you want. Joe Biden is corrupt. We know that. It's about to be exposed. Hunter has accounts where the money came from China to him and then to payments to dad out of the same corporation. This is what happens when you're juggling too many corporations and you have intermittent drug problems. You're not as tidy as you should be. Now, here's the problem for us. Let's say that Joe Biden right now, because of his age and because of his low polling numbers, he is the brand problem. The likelihood is the information will come out, and it's going to be in the Congress. It's going to be a challenge for them not to impeach. When it goes to the Senate, it's not likely that the Senate will pull him out of office. They really are not inclined to do that. The uniparty doesn't want to do that. That's not going to be good for the Republicans because it's going to look like they didn't support getting rid of Biden. But what I'm trying to say is we want him there. You remove him and you make it a toss-up for who's in that top ticket. They've got a brand strength. And if you remove Biden, you've taken away their greatest weakness. I'm just saying, think this through.
Wow. Boy, there's a lot of prophetic truth to that. And I hear exactly what you're saying, Lance. And I think those of you that are watching, you would agree the wisdom of what he just said. So I think we need to just continue to pray that God will continue to intervene. And I just know this in my heart. I believe whoever they put on their side, they're going to lose. And that's what we have to continue to stand for.
And I'm excited about that. That's 20. Well, give God a job. That's it.
Yes. Well, listen, I love what you said, Jesse, is this. We serve the undisputed heavyweight champion. He's never lost a fight. So as we head into 2024. But, Lance, I want to say this because, you are extremely prophetic. And, as I look at 2024, I've been really watching and seeing a lot of signs. For example, the Lord had prophesied earlier, I think it was in September through our ministry, that he would freeze their efforts in Georgia and specifically in Atlanta. And it would be a sign that God is standing by this country and even some things that they're trying to do to President Trump. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but the Lord literally, it froze, just like he said. There was a freeze on Halloween night, which just so happens to be Reformation Day. And it was a sign. And I really feel like it's kind of a precursor of where we're heading in 2024. I think God is going to step into some areas if we will keep our foot on the pedal. In my hotel room between the Flashpoint Live meeting, and the Spirit of the Lord began to speak to me about 2024, and I'm going to release that, I believe, coming up on New Year's. But one of the things that stood out to me is 2024, the number 24, is a governmental number, and it has to even do with the eldership in the court of heaven. And I really believe that part of what we're going to see, even though there's going to be slander and thing coming, we're going to see the government of God as part of that open door that Lance is talking about, that righteousness and justice is going to be seen in a way that we've never seen it before. That's why we can't get over into unbelief and fear. We have to stay in faith and let God's justice and his righteousness be served. Isaiah 60, where he said, you know, darkness would be upon the earth and even gross darkness. And I started kind of getting a little bit like, God, there is a lot of darkness and gross darkness. And I literally felt like the Lord shouted at me in my heart. And he continued that verse in Isaiah 60. It says, even though there's darkness and gross darkness, but the Lord shall arise. What is your thoughts? I mean, there's darkness. We've never seen, to your point earlier, this level of gross darkness. But God has promised to arise. How do you feel like the Lord is going to arise, and what should we do as we are coming into 2024?
My words, and I believe 2024 is a stepping stone in that direction.
Very well said, Jesse. And by the way, I heard that, thank you for the compliment, that you even imitate me privately. So at some point, maybe you should, I'm going to see how good you are. So, you know, you said something very powerful, Jesse. You talked about, and I loved how you said it, their walls are crumbling, but we are building our walls. Lance, one thing I love about you is you're highly prophetic, but you're also very, in a good way, practical. What are some things that we can do as Christians to really rebuild those walls, as Jesse mentioned? Then I'd like to, after this, have maybe Dutch pray. I really feel strongly about as we come into 2024. But go ahead, Lance. What are some practical things that we could do as Christians to help build those walls before Dutch prays?
Well, our theme for Flashpoint this next year, and I love the brand you have for the tours, it's the Rescue America Tour. I caught that in the commercial we did. And what I'm doing this year alongside of that, it's called Operation Firewall. We are building a wall in those 19 counties that are going to change America, in those 3 to 5 states that are going to change America. The marketplace business leaders I've got are with me on this. So we're going to go full tilt on this agenda. I think about this.
I believe it's going to be a year of harvest. And listen, I believe Romans 9, where it said, unless God had left us a remnant, we would be like Sodom and Gomorrah. And I think you're into something there, Lance, is stirring up those people. I believe it's going to make a difference, that nothing is going to be able to stop what God wants to bring if we will do our part.